Creatures from the Log, Thursday, March 24th. I'm a creature from the log. Creatures from the log lose their backpacks like total morons. I really can't remember at all if I brought it off of the train with me or not because, I just don't. I remember getting off of the train, my father not being there, going to sit down on this bench, and then my father was there, so I didn't sit down on the bench, and then getting in the car and driving not even out of the parking lot and looking down and realizing that my backpack wasn't there. And then asking my father, hey, where's my backpack? And him going, I don't know. So that's when I knew that I was fucked. It's really not the end of the world because all I lost were 2 notebooks for my classes today, and both of those classes we just did the midterm, and it's on a cumulative midterm, so I'm not going to have to worry about any of that material. Both of those classes, by the way, on the midterms, I got 101. That's really odd that, the only 2 classes that I have midterms are on the same day, back to back, and that I got the same grade on them, and it's a grade greater than 100. How often, that doesn't make sense, that's not normal, that doesn't happen to people. But anyway, so the only valuable things that I lost were a clicker that I need to take attendance in my forensic psych class and my actual textbook for experimental psych. But my experimental psych textbook is really tiny and it's a softcover, and the clicker is like $15. And I have extra backpacks at home, so it's really not like I don't have to go out and buy a bunch of new things. I might not even buy the textbook again. I might just ask to borrow it for a weekend from one of my classmates and just scan the entire book. But I don't know yet. Really, the most frustrating part about this is that I feel like an idiot. Because it's not like I was walking down and somebody snatched it from me. It's that I either left it on the train or I was sitting down on the bench and then left it on the bench when I ran into the car. So, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. I had no work at all this week, and my sociology professors are driving me crazy. All 3 of them. All 3 of them are driving me crazy. One of them is just starting to act really rude to everyone in the class, and it's the sociology of conflict class. So she's supposed to be teaching us ways to deal with conflicts and ways to analyze conflict, but really she's just been starting a lot of conflict lately, and not I'm going to start a conflict so that way we can work together and figure out how to resolve it. It's she starts a conflict and then is and I don't care what you guys think, so booyah, done. Then my social problems professor is fucking boring! I can't even, I can't concentrate in that class. She just talks and 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 talks. And I just want to shoot myself in the head. And then now, my drug use and abuse professor is starting to act like a crackhead. So, it's funny how things work out like that sometimes. But she was screaming at us and telling us that we were cowards because she forgot to tell somebody to look at a certain section of a reading that we were breaking down. So she fucking flipped out. And I wrote her an email saying and asking her about how the response papers that we do get graded, because I've done 7 of them and I've only gotten feedback on 1 of them. And she wrote me this really long, really aggressive email. I beat Pokemon White on Saturday. It was Saturday morning. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. On Friday, I had gone to the Omega Diner with Bobby and Amanda, not just Amanda this week. So that was fun. And then later on in the night, Adam and Nikki joined us, and we all just sat in my room and played our games on the DS and talked, and it was a really fun time. And I ended up switching out Audino, that pink one that I mentioned, for this adorable eagle Pokemon. I was under-leveled for the Elite Four, but that always happens. So I just used a lot of revives, and I managed. They do a really good job of making the end of the game really difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy. And this is the first game that's really kind of had a post-story that is important. Like, something happens at the end of the game that doesn't get resolved, and you're kind of like, what the fuck? And then you start, at your house, as you always do after the games, and then this asshole is like, you have to find these people! So, that's what you have to do. Okay, so I really did have more ambitious thoughts about what to do for this art project, but because of the backpack situation, I don't really want to go crazy doing it. I don't really want to go out and get some of the materials I was going to use. I was going to buy some specific cans to do this with, and I was going to make it more like puppet-like, but considering I don't really have any art skills, I guess I was kind of overshooting. Sorry, I fail at art things. Bye.